Services office at the McGill School of Continuing Studies. PowerSkills 2021 is a free 3-day virtual career summit, and today is day 2 out of the 3 days. If you've been around, starting yesterday, it's been full. We've been delighted to have so many sessions that have inspired and motivated so many, not just us, the organizing team, but all the participants who have been tuning in. So as you're tuning in, good morning, wherever, if you're coming from our time, but good evening if you're from, another part of the world. Tune in as you're coming in. Let us know where you're coming from. Great. So we have people from a little bit all over. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. My name is Emily Salvi from the Career Advising and Transition Services Office at the School of Continuing Studies. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce you to my colleagues in the CATS team. We have Deanna.
Good morning, everyone.
And we have Nayo.
Hey, bon matin. Hi, everyone.
I think it's just us for this morning. If there is another CAT member, please just pop up. So as you're logging on, keep in mind that you're muted. So feel free to unmute yourself and participate when at the moments where we ask you to engage and participate. For now, I see that people are tuning in from all over and they're writing in the chat. That's awesome. So the session is being recorded. Now I'm happy to introduce you to today's speaker, Bilun Naz Boke, and she goes by the name of Naz, for this morning's session, Learning to Pause During Uncertain Times. So Naz is a doctoral student in the Development and Intrapersonal Resilience research team at the Department of Educational and Counselling Psychology at McGill University. So we first met Naz when she led a 10-minute meditation session and workshop for the School of Continuing Studies. And within those 10 minutes, she quickly grounded me, and I know so many people in the session, and just showed us how to kind of eliminate all the noise that we're all experiencing these days and stay present. So it's been a real pleasure to meet Naz. We're so grateful to have you here today with us. And without further ado, you can go ahead.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Emily. That's very kind of you. And I'm really happy to be here. And thank you for the invitation and the follow-up after the School of Continuing Studies talk as well. Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Naz. As Emily said, I'm a PhD student in the Department of Educational and Counselling Psychology. And for about the past 5 years, I would say, I've been involved in research and outreach to support mental health, well-being, and healthy coping in educational settings. So I'm very happy and excited to be here and talk about this with some of you today. And thank you for being here bright and early this morning. So today I'm going to walk through some exercises and strategies that have been shown to help us face life's challenges with resilience. So hopefully this workshop serves as a pleasant way to start off the second day of PowerSkills 2021 events. So I'm going to begin with a quick overview and of what we're going to be talking about for the next half hour or so. So I'm going to discuss 3 main coping strategies that have been found to be helpful, especially in the current difficult context that we're collectively going through. So we will talk about taking intentional breaks or turning off the mind when it is running wild. We'll also discuss the importance of leaning on and enhancing our awareness of the positive in our day-to-day lives, as well as how we can cultivate kindness for both ourselves and others. So for each of these categories or domains, I should say. I'll provide a brief introduction about what it is or what we mean by it. We'll then go into practicing a strategy within each of the domains. And at the end of the presentation, I'm also going to share a brief resource, which is an interactive infographic that will kind of serve as a summary of this presentation, but it will also have additional resources for you to continue practicing these in your day-to-day lives. And I just wanted to share that our research team collaborated with a number of departments at McGill University to put this infographic together. And the Dean of Students is going to share this more widely with the McGill community in the coming days. So if people see it again, I just wanted to mention that you're not surprised. Okay, so let's begin with taking a break or a pause. Let's talk about what we mean by this. So when we say this, it's referring to the actual practice or the intentional practice of any non-work related activity that purposefully distracts you and holds your attention. So the possibilities of what this activity can be is pretty vast. I just want to give you some quick examples. So it can include listening to music, listening to your favorite song on a short break, going for a run or jog, watching a film, or doing some stretches or yoga. And the key to experiencing the benefits of these pauses is to make sure that we engage in these intentionally and not as a way to avoid or procrastinate on other responsibilities. Especially something like TV that might be quite attractive as a procrastination method. It's not necessarily a pause if you're not doing it intentionally and if it's causing you more stress in the long run. So these need to be something that the break you're taking is actually needs to serve as something that distracts you, keeps your attention, is pleasant for you to do, that you enjoy, and you're not using it as a procrastination tool. So I know we are all already told to exercise, get moving. So I want to give you a few tips about how you can integrate these into your daily lives without having it be a more stressful task of reworking your schedule. So you want to note that we don't need to schedule hours and hours of these tasks into our daily lives. So we don't need to do a whole hour of running or a full marathon of TV shows to get the benefit of taking a break or a pause. These can be very short breaks, like a quick intentional stretch between Zoom meetings or listening to your favorite song when you're done work as you transition into your non-work. If you're working from home, that can also be a difficult separation to have these days. But of course, when you have the chance, taking longer breaks and practicing or engaging in these activities for longer would be great when possible. And the general rule for building resilience is that doing something for a short period of time is much better than doing nothing at all. And another effective way to take purposeful breaks throughout the day, and this is an area that my team does a lot of research in as well, is through the use of mindfulness techniques. So mindfulness can also provide a very effective way to take a break or pause during a busy or not busy day. So what is mindfulness? The definition we use for mindfulness, and this comes from Kabat-Zinn's research, is that it is paying attention to what we sense or experience in the present moment, on purpose, and with non-judgmental acceptance. So again, the intention piece is a core part of this. So this is just talking about focusing on the moment in a more broader sense with some critical aspects. It does need to be purposeful, and it does need to have the element of acceptance. So you're not criticizing yourself for what you're doing or how you're doing or what you're feeling. So now we get to practice our first strategy together. This short activity is called Coming to Your Senses. It's a mindfulness exercise that asks us to focus our attention on our senses for a given moment. This is very quick to do. It's going to take about 15 to 20 seconds, and I will walk you through it. So today we are going to focus on our sense of hearing for this activity. So I'd like to ask you to sit in a relaxed position. You can close your eyes or look down directly in front of you if you're more comfortable with that. And I just want you to notice the different sounds that you're hearing right now. You might be wearing headphones, so you might be hearing some sounds from your headphones. You might be hearing sounds from within the room that you're in. Focus on the sounds that you're hearing and just hear them. Can you notice sounds coming from outside of the room that you're in? Focus on these sounds a little longer. You can also focus on the sound of my voice. All you need to do is listen, that's all. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And come back. So this was an example of a coming to your senses activity. So as you can see, this is something that we don't necessarily have to schedule time outside of our, like within our busy schedules for. This can be a very effective way to just divert your attention from maybe a task that's stressing you out, or maybe your mind is getting a little foggy around midday or afternoon, that you want to focus on something else, but focus well for just a few seconds. You can use different senses. You can use your vision to look around and try to notice things around you. You can also distract yourself by maybe if you have your favorite lotion or a scented candle, you can smell that and focus on on that sense, and use that as a mindfulness activity as well. Does anyone have any questions so far?
Feel free to type your questions in the chat, or you can speak up and ask your question as well. So far, we don't have questions.
Okay, perfect. So I'll move on to the next practice. So this is another way that we can take a brief break or pause during a busy day. So a lot of the times, especially when we ourselves are feeling agitated, or we see somebody else in that situation, we often tell them to take a breath, or take a few deep breaths. What I want to share with you today is a specific technique for doing this that actually has physically calming effects on the body. So this is an exercise that helps your body feel a little bit calmer. Like it can change the physiological, or it can intervene with the stress response. So it's a 4-part breath. What we're going to ask you to do, and we're going to practice this together in a second, is you inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. So a slow breath in for 4 seconds. You hold for 2 seconds. You exhale or breathe out through the mouth for 6 seconds. Again, a long, slow exhale. And then you hold for 2 seconds again. If everyone is ready, I'm going to go to the next slide, and there we're going to have a visual that will walk us through these 4 different parts. We're going to take 3, we're going to go through this cycle 3 times. Good. So again, you can sit comfortably, and when we start, you can follow along with the visual, and it will tell you what to do. Okay, how did that feel for people? Does anyone want to share?
We have some comments. Love the visual. I have to say, I love it too. The first time I saw it, I thought, this is awesome. This is exactly the kind of thing we need.
Yeah, we this is a presentation or a strategy that we share in a lot of contexts, and it's definitely a helpful animation to have
Yeah,
with something like this.
Oh yeah, we have a question. So Chantal would like to know, there's an app for that, yes?
Sorry? Yeah, there are definitely lots of apps that provide that type of visual or guided breathing exercises or meditations, and I will actually share a lot of some different resources for free Apple and Android apps in the sheet that I'll share at the end. So
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic, thank you. So people are saying, so Anna, this is starting to relax me. I do feel stressed lately. Linda felt very natural and grounding. Katie, this is much more relaxing than the Wim Hof breathing exercise.
Okay, I'm glad people are enjoying it. So that concluded our section on taking a break or a pause. So now I'm going to go into enhancing positive awareness. So no matter how horrible some days can get, there are always little good things that happen every day that go unnoticed unless we actually consciously remember and acknowledge them. This happens because our brains are wired to readily notice and react to negative information. This is an evolutionary mechanism that protects us and keeps us out of harm's way. But the side effect is that it means we need to put in a little extra effort to pick out the positive information, because the negative stuff holds more psychological weight. But the good news is it is in our hands to tip the scale by intentionally enhancing our awareness of the positive information. So by making sure that the positive information don't go unnoticed. This type of practice is something that can be especially helpful now when we're bombarded with worry-inducing news and information almost constantly. So we do have to work a little harder to pick out those positive pieces, but they're always there, and we can, there are exercises or things we can do to actually train our minds over time to pick out the positive stuff more readily as well. So doing that would put in more happy stuff in the in the left basket there and tip the scale in our favor. So the strategy that I wanted to share associated with this domain, or enhancing positive awareness, is something that has been found to be very helpful in lots of different contexts, like the nursing profession. They have ran interventions with just using this exercise, and it had beneficial effects in terms of like how people are related to their job satisfaction, the impact that they felt they were making, and so on. So it can be really powerful. The exercise is quite simple. So it's an exercise that provides the most benefit when done somewhat regularly. Again, it's that aspect of training the mind over time. So it's learning. So we encourage you to keep a notepad either on your bedside table or desk and note down 3 good things that you enjoyed during that day. And these things can be big or small. I'll provide a few examples in a second. The second step and the final step for this exercise is to look back on the 3 things that you wrote down. Think of how they made you feel and savor that warm and fuzzy feeling. And the good things that you write down, the things that you take note of, can be very simple, like the first sip of coffee in the morning, cuddling with your pet, or hearing some kind words from a friend or loved one. These can be big things too. Some days we have big, like happy news, so that can be your good thing for that day, but they can also be very simple. Anything really that brings up those pleasant feelings. And I did want to, since we are, it's morning now, but if you have your computer, phone, notepad, anything around you, I'm going to ask you to think of the 3 things that you enjoyed. It can be for yesterday or it can be for today. And do the second step as well. So think of how they made you feel and savor that, the warm and fuzzies. I won't ask you to share. If anyone feels like sharing, feel free to write them in the chat. It's always nice to see examples of what gives people that feeling.
So Naz, I don't know if you see that we have some comments coming in. A warm blanket on my legs now from Chantal.
Yep, amazing.
Yeah, Charlene says safety, family, security. Yeah, and hugging my daughter. Nico, going for a walk and hearing my footsteps in snow, that always makes me feel like a kid.
Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah. Yeah.
Liliana, got a new toaster oven, so breakfast is a lot quicker. It's a small improvement in my daily life. Yeah, I agree.
That's amazing. Yeah.
The small
These are all really great.
Breathing fresh air, gazelle, blue sky. Yeah.
Thank you all for sharing. These are all amazing things that definitely, even just hearing them, read by hearing Emily read them gives me like a warm and fuzzy feeling. So
yeah, we
I
have
hope
a few more. Sorry,
yeah.
Exercise and lying down nose to nose with my dog.
Oh, that's so cute. Thank you so much for sharing. So this is, I think I mentioned it, but it is a really good activity to do regularly. So, I mean, if you don't want to do it every day, that's fine too. But like 3 days a week, it really makes a difference in terms of how you start perceiving things in your daily life. I find that when I'm practicing this more regularly, then as I'm going through my day, I'm like, oh, this is going to be my good thing. This is going to be my good thing. And you're noticing them more readily. And it just helps you feel good. We need things that make us feel good these days.
Absolutely. Actually, Naz, I have a question
Yeah.
about that. So you mentioned 3 times a week. Ideally, what is the ideal time, and how many times, a week? Should it be more of an everyday kind of thing? And also, how long is the ideal time or approximate time that we
like
should
how
spend?
long to spend on it?
Yeah.
It can be very, very quick. I think you get quicker at it as you practice it more. Like I said, you start noticing those things in your day before you sit down in front of your notepad. I think the study that I was referring to with the nurses, that was a 3 days a week, or no, that was a 2-week intervention. Which they found to be effective. I wouldn't really say, do this for 2 weeks and then you're good. It's more of, integrated into your life and lifestyle type thing. It shouldn't feel like a chore. So always hesitant to say, do this every day. Really, you can experiment with it and see what works best for you.
Amazing. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so now we're on to the cultivating kindness for self and others section. So why kindness? Well, research is increasingly documenting the power kindness and compassion have as a coping and well-being resource for all of us. We can all be very self-critical at times, especially at a time like the current context where so much is out of our control, or there's so many worrisome events that are happening, that we really do need to show ourselves and others kindness and compassion through it all. Research has shown that our ability to be kind to ourselves, or self-compassion, is linked to better functioning under stress through persistence. This means that people that are nice to themselves, it's not that they let themselves off the hook, but when they come across an obstacle, they're able to overcome it. They don't let it hold them back. They're able to persist with the task at hand. So they're able to show more perseverance and resilience in the face of challenges. So self-compassion, as I mentioned, it's giving the same kindness and consideration that you would show a friend. So it's quite easy for us to think, if a friend comes up to you with a problem or an issue, our first instinct isn't to put them down. But this is actually what we do with ourselves a lot of the time. So the kindness exercises is the becoming aware of that and maybe switching that around a little bit. And there are ways to enhance our kindness, or cultivate kindness, both for ourselves and for others around us. Kindness, self-compassion and compassion for others is something that often go hand in hand. So the more acts of kindness you show towards others, like through pro-social behaviors, whatever they may be, the easier you're able to be kind to yourself as well. And the same goes for the other way. So the kinder you are to yourself, you're more likely to be kind towards others, or show kindness and compassion towards others as well. Again, the pro-social behaviors that I was talking about, so doing little acts of kindness for others has been shown to enhance mood and increase our overall well-being as well. And now I'm onto the last strategy for today. So this is a strategy to cultivate kindness. It's called a loving kindness meditation, and it can be a really powerful practice. So the audio, I'm gonna play that in a second. It will walk us through what to do. So all you need to do is just listen and follow the instructions. You can also, sit or lie down comfortably, close your eyes, or look down in front of you, whatever you're comfortable with. So give you a couple of seconds here, and I will start the audio if you're ready.
Self-compassion meditation. Please close your eyes or gaze directly down at the floor in front of you if you're more comfortable with that. Sit comfortably with your feet flat on the floor and your spine straight. Relax your whole body. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Picture someone that you know, someone that you are acquainted with, that you like but are not necessarily very close to. Perhaps a classmate, a colleague, or any acquaintance. Think of this person. Hold them in your mind's eye, and send them your wishes for well-being, happiness, and peace. Savor this moment and notice how it feels for you. Notice that it is natural to send others well wishes and hope for their well-being. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Now picture someone that you love. Perhaps a relative, a friend, or a pet. Send all your wishes for well-being, happiness, and peace to that loved one. Savor this moment and notice the warm feeling of sharing your love and well wishes. Notice how this feels for you. Notice that it feels natural to send feelings of love, warmth, and compassion to those you love. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Now bring it back and turn the loving kindness and well wishes onto yourself by imagining that someone is sending you their love, kindness, and wishes for wellness, happiness, and peace. Savor this moment and accept the well wishes, love, and kindness. Feel it. Notice that you too are deserving of love, kindness, and compassion. Notice the ease with which you share wishes for well-being, happiness, and peace with others. And be sure to extend this kindness, love, and compassion to yourself. Extend and accept this kindness and self-compassion. Savor this moment and notice how it feels for you. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. And another deep breath in and out. Notice the state of your mind and how you feel after this meditation. When you're ready, you may open your eyes.
How did that go for everyone?
I have a question for Naz.
Yes.
When I've done meditation and now that we did it, when I'm expressing kindness and gratitude and best wishes, my best wishes, I kind of feel that I want to cry. And
Yeah, this meditation in particular, it can definitely bring up emotions, especially like I think it would also depend on like the people that we're thinking about, that we're sending our love to. It can be really powerful. I don't think it's not a like a negative thing. And it's just going back to that like acceptance piece with in mindfulness. I think that's the key here, where whatever it brings up for us, we want to approach that with acceptance. So we don't. It's normal for different emotions to come up, and that is one response that you can have out of many, and there's nothing wrong with it, Are there any other questions?
We have a comment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have some comments. So Linda mentioned, I actually did cry. Thanks for sharing that. Anna mentioned this meditation is something I'll put in my practice daily. Nico, so did I. Thanks for sharing too. It's really impacting people.
Oh, wow, I'm very, very happy to hear that. And I am sharing this exact audio in the infographic that I'll share with everyone after. So you will have access to it if you want to integrate it into your daily practice, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you all for the encouraging comments.
Self-compassion meditation.
So this is a quick preview of the infographic that I'll be sharing. As I said, it does serve as like a summary of the talk today. So it has the 3 elements and has active links. that directs you to other resources, some that are hosted on our team website. There's, I think our contact is on there. You can click to reach us. I'm not sure, but I will share that with you, and you'll have access to it. And that's all from me for today. I'm happy to take questions and comments. My email is there if anybody wants to reach out later on, and our team website is there as well.
I want to say thank you so much, Naz. This was such a, oh, what better way to start the day than this way with you,
Yeah.
and practicing these really profound and simple yet, profound practices. So thank you, and morning and rituals that we can practice in the morning or pretty much any time during the day. Thank you so much. This was really really, I don't even have words to express.
Thank you all. Thank you to the CATS team. You've been in contact with me since day one, so we arranged this quite quickly. I'm very happy to be part of PowerSkills, and I agree that it's a great way to start the day. So hopefully everyone enjoys the rest of the day's activities.
Yes, thank you so much. And we do have comments. People are really grateful for the session, wishing you well. Good luck with your PhD from Barb. This was an amazing session from Nico. Anna, thank you. This is definitely something we have to teach high school students. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I wish I would have gone through elementary and high school with this kind of training. Thank you. Everybody's very grateful.
I also am very grateful for all of you being here and listening and participating in the encouraging comments. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Wishing you a good day, Naz, and everyone here. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning and starting out the day with setting up some good energy for yourself. Look out for your emails, everyone. We'll be sending out a survey on this session and all other PowerSkills sessions. As Naz mentioned, taking the time to pause is so key. Embracing mindfulness is so key for so many different areas in our life, and so don't forget to, though you're tuning into many sessions today, take the time to pause. Thank you so much, Naz. Have yourself a good day, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.